and Solo in Carbonite, a Lego mock by Albo Lego. Build review. Hello and welcome to Square Ghost, and yes, here we are with the Han Solo in Carbonite, a Lego mock by Albo Lego. And there it is, finished to the best of my ability. We will go into it, the good, the bad and the ugly, as we usually say on these builds. But let's take that look. I mean, I'm going to nicely now just zoom in. You've got the face, you've got the body with the hands, and if I slowly come down nice and steady, you've got the belt buckle, and we finally come down to what is supposed to be feet. Yep, there you go, that is all done, box finished. So parts, let's go. This set was 1,756 pieces. I've done my little research, gone into where I bought, and that is the information I've got. Now, this was bought off AliExpress. We'll go into that in more detail in a minute. It wasn't a lot of money. And usually before, I've had no problems with AliExpress whatsoever. You normally get a missing part, maybe 2 or 3, don't get me wrong. You get what you pay for. But we'll get into that nitty-gritty later. As I say, made by, or I should say designed by Albo Lego, fabled Lego designer now for anybody who knows mainly Star Wars sets. His figures are absolutely amazing. When I actually saw this, I mean, I bought it now quite 6 to 12 months ago. In fact, it's not listed anymore on AliExpress. You know, I jumped at the chance, and I thought, you know, yeah, it'll look good, especially next to Boosh. And I hope we'll finish this video with the joining of Boosh and this set together, and just to see how it looks. But Albo's done a wonderful job again. You cannot, or I cannot, fault the build technique that this guy's put into it. Everything's pretty solid. Sometimes you don't have to push. You've got to be careful with the plates and stuff, but other than that, it was fine. So let's get into it. We'll start with the back, and you can see it's big plates, it's quite solid, it's reinforced. I like that, it's strong. That's what I say about build techniques from Albo. Always strong, absolutely brilliant, went together great. Once you got that, you then did an interior, and it was just in a way like a big Mills plate, even bigger, because it was like, I think it was 7 bricks in depth up. But that was all done so as we could lay our front plates there later. So that went fine together, no problems. It was here that we had the odd missing little brick. Nothing really, like I say, AliExpress usually get a missing part, 2 or 3, no problems. Didn't worry about it, had a spare, carried on building. So I'm going to stand up now out of the shadow, and then we had to build these side pieces. We built 2 at the same time. Now here is where our build troubles started. Whether this is down to brick quality, which is possible, I don't know. But you build these up and then apply them to the bricks underneath, and of course you know what I'm going to say. It was so hard to connect, and when I got one connected, which was the top one, funny enough, when I turned obviously the set over to put the second one on, as I pushed, total collapse, bang. So quick reset down the bottom. Then it was a matter of actually holding the set as we pushed from underneath to get it on. And to be honest, once it went on, we had a little bit of mulking hammer, as you can see there, and the two sides were on. I was happy about that. It was then that we had to do the sides. Now, before I even go here, this is where I say, yes, I can be a bit of an idiot, and I'll explain why. I thought, rather than build up this great big piece and then stick to the plate, why don't I put the plates to the box and then build to the box? So much easier, nothing to worry about. So what did I do? I still built up the side plate. Go with your gut, guys. That's what I'm going to say to you. Go with your gut, because when I came to try and stick it on, absolute nightmare. Another collapse. Dreadful. So, with the remaining plates, I turned it round and to see whether the plates would just go on okay the other side. They all went on. So I said to myself, right, no worries. Strip the entire plate down, put the plates on to the side of the carbonite block, and then built still from the instructions, as if we was building to the plates, so as it went straight on to the set. And as you can see, I think the greebling looks quite good if I take it nice and steady. Again, I'm going to say it, for the money I paid, I've got a feeling it was something like £30, £35. It wasn't a lot of money. And that's what we're going to say in a bit when we talk about quality. And sorry for the glare there. But you can see where that's at. Now, if I turn my camera this way, I don't know if you will get that shot. But anyway, that's what it looks like. So the first side I built after that tragedy, I built then to the box. So when I come to the second side, this side, as I say, I'd already put the plates on, so I just built from the plates, and it actually went from the two green bricks. That's how I remember it. And again, sorry for the glare, but you can see the lovely greebly. I think Albo's done a stunning job when we go down here, and you can see everything looks very, very good. But again, as we started to do this, we began to have missing parts. The two white bricks, you can see there, they were supposed to be little round singles. I didn't have any of the colour or anything, to be honest. I think I had two brown, they wouldn't have looked right, so I went with the two white squares, which I think looks okay. Same with this black plate here, you can't really see it, but it's there, and that was the same problem as well. It was supposed to be grey, I didn't have a spare. They put the wrong colour in, so let me get that right. So we did that. It still looks okay, no moans, no groans, and we got both sides on. So we got the top and the bottom and the two sides. I was happy. I was moaning about pieces, but missing pieces, but that was it. And then it was down to business. It was time to build the figure of Han, slowly coming out of the carbonite. He's still carbonised. He's gone through the carbonation process. And there we go. Now this was an absolute nightmare. Why was it a nightmare? It was nothing whatsoever to do with Albo's plans. Albo, you're the man. I'm still got my hat off to you. Brilliant. What was it? Missing parts. You're supposed to have a head with the like sloping, what I call sort of curvy bricks level, you know what I mean? You probably don't, but absolutely dreadful. They were missing. Same with the bottom, supposed to be on there. I've basically mocked it up as best I can. Inside, if you watch the previous video, you will see I had to use my own bricks inside that stick on, that you can get the slopes to stick to, the curved slopes. Totally the wrong colour, but that's all I had. But luckily, as you can see, it's covered, so no problems with that. Moving down from the head, it's exactly the same here with the body. We did the hands first, if I remember rightly. Hands went on okay. Don't think there were any missing parts with the hands. Just look back to the other videos. But when you get to the chest, oh my God, it is dreadful. There were so many missing parts here. Can you see without my finger the 1x4 with the angle, the light brick on the left? Yeah, the one next to it is supposed to be a 1x4, the reverse image. There wasn't any, absolutely none. So all I had in my spares was a 1x3 and a 1x2, and luckily it went in okay. It's the same in other places. It is dreadful, but we did the best. In fact, I actually said on my video, this is going to be not an Albo Lego mock, but an Albo Lego mock that's been mocked by Square Ghost. And that's what I had to do. I had to make it up to the best of my ability. And I think it looks okay. I ain't going to say it's stunning, but it looks okay. You can drop some comments in the box. So we go further down. Then we get to the belt. 8x8 there, that looks pretty good. No worries with that whatsoever. And then we get to the other side. And there's supposed to be 8x8 there, and as you can see, there is 8 missing. Absolutely dreadful. I've mocked the middle to put a little square in and stuff just so as it doesn't look so empty. You can say it's like a belt buckle or something like that. It just, yeah, I don't think it looks out of place actually. I think I've done a decent job there. And that was that. So that was that. And then we go down to the feet. And again, I think if I remember rightly, we had a couple of the 1x2 plates. I think I had to put my own in for there. It is what it is. But there you go. I mean, what do you expect from a, you know, a set from AliExpress? Again, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm going to bore people. I've never had a set with so many missing parts before as this. You get the odd one or two. I'm not knowing about that. Do you know how many parts I think I've got? I should have kept an accurate count, but it was at least, and I do mean at least 20 parts, and it was more like 30. In fact, I kept saying to the wife, Jill, oh my Lord, I've got another missing part, and so we're going to come down finally to the nitty gritty, and that is, would I actually recommend this set to you? Well, let me put it to you this way. If you're building with better bricks, if you can get the bricks, if you're going to buy the build plans from Rebrickable by Albo, I would 100% say yes, go out, buy the set. Brilliant build, brilliant design, brilliant build technique. Well done, Albo, main man. If it comes back on Ali, I'd just be very, very careful. Yes, you can pick it up for next to nothing, but be prepared to have a lot of missing pieces. And again, I'm going to repeat myself one more time. I always check to see what the sellers, you know, ratings are, you know, what people have said before, and everybody, there was not one bad comment. Everybody was saying quality of brick was good. In fact, there was a few on there that actually said no missing parts. I mean, obviously to different sets, but this was totally different. So yes, if you're going to just buy it and then brick it yourself, maybe, by all means do it, because, you know, Albo is the man and it looks good. If you're going to build this from Lego, then you're going to cough up, like I say, 1,700 pieces. You're going to be looking at what, 200 quid, maybe just under. It's a lot of money. Then again, if it's something you want for the collection and you want to proudly display it, then it's worth the money. And before I do actually leave you and sum up, a little message to Albo, if he ends up watching this, or anybody can pass the message on to Albo, is Albo, we're still waiting. Can we please have a Grand Admiral Thrawn figure, please, just to add to the collection of other figures that you've done? That would be brilliant. Anyway, that's the end of this little build review. The build itself, as I say, was okay. The missing pieces was a nightmare and absolutely disappointing. Loads of spares, to be honest. What I've just noticed, we had some on the tray, some in. If you just look here, all these are the spares. I missed nothing from the plans. So they've put parts in there of no use. I mean, look at that. The big green bricks, that was the stuff that was inside that built up the big nose plate. It was full of those green bricks. Wow. That says it all. So I'm just going to turn the camera now. I know it won't suit everybody, but I just want to get it into shots so everybody can see. That's what it looks like, guys. Absolutely. Well done, Albo. I'll keep saying it. And if you have enjoyed this little video, then please give us a thumbs up, hit that like button for me, always good for me on the channel. I do, and I would like some comments about this set. What do we think of how the set looks? What do we think about the missing pieces? Again, the only reason I didn't contact the seller is for the amount of money that I paid for it. It isn't worth it. Not worth it at all. As you can see, it looks brilliant. I really do like how it looks. And if you want to follow us next time on to whatever the next build may be, then please click on that subscribe button. And of course, you know what I'm going to say next. Thank you for anybody who has watched this video, as I say to any of my other videos. And before I go, yes, I'm going to pair it up with Boosh, so I will be right back. And there they are together. What do we think? Yes, I know we've got Cad next to Boosh, but that's just, you know, as it is, where obviously I've got to store it better. But look at that. That is really what I bought it for. That particular shot, that look of, there she is waiting to get Han out of the carbonite. And I think that is a quality shot. Really, really good. You cannot, or I don't think you can fault that. I think that's very, very good. And onward and upward to the next build. Well done, Albo. Once again, these are all by Albo Lego. I'm sure you can get the build plans from Rebrickable. I will add one thing quickly before I finish off. I don't know whether this was a stolen mock from Ali, because it was Albo's build plans. And I know, like with Les DIY, his sets are licensed. The set Asked to Press, the last time I went on to Les DIY, wasn't available. So, as I say, if it is a stolen mock, if anybody wants to come back to me, if Albo wants to come back to me and say, yes, Kev, it is a stolen mock, I will go straight over to Rebrickable and buy Albo's build plans. Don't do things like that, and don't condone it in any way. But it's nice just to have the set. It's nice to do an Albo build. And you can see all three of them together. That looks pretty good. And with that, you know the score, you know the drill. My name's Kev, I am Square Ghost, and I'll see you all on the flip side.